You don't want to serve up your pain to someone who's going to melt it down for bullets. Dr. Ramani. Truth. I see dead and dying cities from sea to violated sea. I see women running for their lives on roads decomposing and children crying. Lockdown drills and bloody friends in their dreams. I see men hating, beating, killing women for the simple act of living. Women don't say anything about it, or incels will come raging about how unfair you're being to them. Man babies. I see men burying wives because a doctor's hands are tied by a noose held by a Christian's hand. I see men raped by men, laughed at by men in uniforms. If you don't have healthy mamas, you won't have healthy babies, but the men won't listen to the women, let alone trans men. And if you won't offer a living, then you leave us with nothing but a dead end. But there are exceptions. Say the cuckold women propping up the men. They can't offer the proof that an ectopic pregnancy even is one, but then I suppose that's just God's plan for women to die needlessly. This is the United States of despair. This is the United States of student loan debt. This is the United States of pain. The government can take your property to build a turnpike, plan it out for months ahead, and you won't even know. A company can file false charges against you, paying off the government to do so, and destroy your life in an instant, and you can do nothing about it. They might build railroad tracks through your yard, and it's just, oh well. I see rape kit backlogs of decades in dilapidated warehouses. Justice isn't blind here. She left the building and jumped off a bridge after Brock Turner was released. I see a priest and a president whose bank is fat, his belly is fat like his friends' banks are fat, like his wife's hat is fat, all while children starve and whole communities have been wiped out by floods. I see diabetics dying because a cap was removed so insurance companies can scrape the bones off of Americans fully and completely clean. I see people, poor people, holding poor people accountable for the poverty that wealthy people bury them under, while poor people prop up an old man leaning like the Leaning Tower of Pisa who lives in a golden diaper across his MAGA-infested ass. In the news today, she almost bled out in a hospital parking lot. The Christians say, thoughts and prayers. In the news today, she died in her bed of sepsis, leaving 2 children behind. Christians say she was punished by God. In the news today, she was 10 years old when she was raped and impregnated by her uncle. And the Christians say it was a gift from God. I see a bitch on stage Sieg Heiling while wealthy watch and applaud, masquerading as human while they are really mealy-mouthed cocksuckers that don't actually care about the price of fucking eggs. I see rapists and pedophiles running around without a care, but a mom at her wit's end says 3 words in a statement and she's a fucking terrorist. But the insurance company that has been killing babies is somehow the victim. I see prisons and internment camps filling up with black and brown people from sea to polluted sea. Whatever happened to the price of fucking tea? I see mountains renamed away from the indigenous way, stripped, mined, and lithium batteries on fire, land of the poisoned, home of the incarcerated. I see Flint, Michigan, a bombed out, poisoned husk, but Snyder is on vacation and his bitch ass didn't have to pay a dime. Or time. Lady Justice just drank down a bottle of pills she can't afford. I see New Orleans, the musicians and artists and working poor priced out of the city they rebuilt after Katrina. Thanks a lot, Bush. All I can think is, why would women bother making more babies if they are just going to be shot in school, church, grocery store, home, walking home with a bag of Skittles, in a parking lot, playing with a toy? I see LA is on fire. Must be all those homeless people who have no power. Why would life givers give life to a life that means nothing but profit to a leech in a suit, a nice suit, an Omrani suit, or maybe to be used as a sex toy by a guy who counts millions into thinking he is capable of caring about anyone or anything beyond his own mushroom head? This is America. This is America. This is America. If you're raped and beaten, then kill the man who hurt you. Women, you'll go to prison where he would have walked free. Just ask Brittany Smith from Alabama. Marilyn Manson was supposed to be the antithesis of the American way, but he was just playing that same old rape game, and with a mask of makeup and a bad boy sneer to hide behind. Nothing new to see here. He might as well be a jock. Meanwhile, Christians just say pray the pain away, and they forgive the offender and revile the victim as they demand their tithe. This is America. Mega churches. This is America. Evangelicals. This is America. Women dying. Trans people are apparently the root of all evil, and gay men, lesbians, and anyone in between are a danger to the children, but we'll ignore the pastors raping the children in the houses of God to the point they have insurance to cover the damages. Lady Justice just slit her wrists. If a Christian speaks the words of Jesus, then Christians vilify her and demand her head on a spike. They would round up Jesus and deport him if he stepped foot on American soil, but they want to do the same to indigenous people, so I guess it's par for the course. I see babies in incubators bombed in Gaza. These bombs came from America. I woke, and I see woke demonized when it just means love. I see elders wondering how they will pay for food when they already earned a bag that they lost to foreclosure because one illness is all it takes. Soon they'll be eating cat food or dog food. I see homes sitting empty while families live in tents or vans if they're lucky. I see repugnant men demanding women make babies for the slaughter. From sea to boiling sea. This is America. Land of the free.